Welcome back to the FloTrack podcast. FloTrack podcast at gmail.com is our email address. I'm Kevin Selly. Gordon Mack putting the finishing touches on his webcam before we start. Good morning, Gordon.
Rocking my Darren Sproils, jersey. Eagles. Tonight is the NFL draft virtually. I'm excited. We haven't had a sporting event in a long time, and I have never been more excited to watch a bunch of general managers in their basement pick 19 to 23-year-olds to go play for their team. So
How is
excited.
it gonna How's it gonna work logistically? Like, what are they gonna show on TV? Just they're gonna show the person's name once the pick gets called in, and then that's it. They'll roll some highlights.
Well, I'm hearing that they sent iPhones to all of like the potential picks, and they
Okay.
set up like their only mini like studio in everyone's room. I do know there's a lot of like weird rules that they're creating, like because they don't want these athletes to like have competing NFL sponsors in the feed, because you can control that
Ooh.
when the people are in a green room, right? You can't control that when they're at home, right? And so if Joe Burrow, number one pick, is drinking a Coca-Cola, and Pepsi, who pays NFL billions of dollars, is going to be like, your number one pick is drinking Coke. We're not going to work with you anymore. So they don't want that to happen. So, but I
I'm
kind of
so
want that
glad
to happen
sports are
because
back.
it'll be drama.
Just
That's what I want.
so glad for sports to be back. These were the things we were missing. Two huge corporations arguing. Well, no. Ordinarily they do those cool green room shots though, and there's always one person who's in there for a really long time. They're not getting picked. I guess now they're just sitting at home, not getting picked, and then they take their
Yeah.
iPhone and they throw it out the window eventually and say, "Screw you guys."
And apparently they have to return the iPhone. The
Oh, come
iPhone that they
on,
sent. They do. They have to return
come
the
on.
iPhone. I was listening to an interview with Justin Herbert, the Oregon
Oh
quarterback, who's
yeah.
probably going to go top 6. Uh, he said they sent him an iPhone and that they had to return it.
Tough
So
times for everybody. Okay, so
yeah,
on today's show, we're gonna do our own draft. We're gonna draft track and field athletes out of the NCAA to the pro ranks. Not necessarily ones that we know are going pro, but just if there were a draft this year, we're gonna do that. Now we'll go into the nitty gritty and to the rules in a moment on that because I know you're still kind of working the refs. You're pulling a Goodell here. You're trying to massage the rules in your favor. But first, we got some news this morning about the Diamond League in particular. So Prefontaine Classic has been canceled, well, postponed, they're saying, but there's no second date. So in my mind, that means it's off, at least for the beginning of the summer. Paris as well. But Oslo is going ahead with something called the Impossible Games.
love it.
Not sure if it's affiliated with the Impossible Burger. Shout out to co-host Lincoln, who would be very excited about that. Let me run through this for you, Gordon. You want me to run through the specs for you?
Yeah, run through it.
So no fans. It's going to be in Oslo in June. No one will be flying into Oslo. Everybody will be driving in, and all of the athletes that they've named so far are either represent Sweden or they represent Norway. So we have a 300-meter world record attempt from Carson Warholm. We have a discus competition between Danny Stahl and two gentlemen from Norway. We have Mondo vaulting versus Sondre Guttormson. So that's a classic Sweden versus Norway matchup. But then they will virtually compete against Renaud Lavillenie, who will be jumping in his home vault setup in France. There will be a 3,000-meter Norwegian record attempt by Caroline Grovedal, where she will have the assistance of wave-light technology, which I'm assuming is one of those strobe things that goes around the track. There'll also be a 200-meter hurdle race, a 100-meter run, and a 600-meter race for the women, where they will be in separate lanes the entire time.
What about the Ingebrigtsens?
So it's okay. That's a great question because the person who put out this press release knew that that's the first question that people would ask. So they actually included this bullet point. We are also in a positive dialogue with Team Ingebrigtsen, but events have yet to be decided.
There you go. Positive
Yeah.
dialogue, AK, they're not running. Maybe
I
they will.
mean, Yeah,
They
it's
should
just
do. It'll
funny.
be cool seeing just a three brother race, and maybe like they do like a like a 3 lap race, but elimination style, right? Or 2 lap race and
Mm.
elimination style. So after the first lap, the third brother that's through 1 lap gets eliminated. And then after the second lap, so they do an 800, but they are competing lap after lap. So it's
Are
a
they
3-man race and
quarantined?
then a 2-man race.
Are they quarantined together?
I don't know.
Because they could.
You're
I mean,
allowed,
this.
yeah.
Well, this would be the rare group of elite athletes that could legitimately race against each other with little risk, right? There's not three other brothers or three sisters. I know there's a lot of roommates out there, but you could conceivably have all three. I was thinking maybe a DMR with Warholm running 400. They could do something fun there.
That'd be
Um,
cool.
but maybe they don't want to have the baton here. This, all joking aside, though, this is interesting because this could be the short-term future of track with travel restricted, and you have to put these one-off meets on, and you're like, okay, well, Warholm's our biggest star, right? We got to put Warholm in here. We're not going to have him compete against the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth best people in Norway because that would be boring. Let's just have him compete against history. So we'll have him run the 300 hurdles. Let's go. We'll have this woman run with this strobe light technology. Um, there's all these different like little quirks and tweaks that you can do to try to make track interesting. So I think if this meet does go off as planned, this could be a blueprint for what we could see until we can get full spectators and full fields.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna tell my roommate to turn down the music. Hold on. Can you hear that?
Okay.
All right. Hold
No,
on.
I can't. All right. Well, I'll keep talking about this impossible meet because I'm very interested in it, and the listeners out there as well. There's also going to be Eurovision Song Contest participant Ulrike Brandstorp. So she was supposed to be representing Norway. Gordon, are you up on Eurovision Song Contest? Do you know that? Do you know what that is?
I have heard of the Eurovision Song Contest. Yes.
I don't know if it's like a analog to or a sort of a European American Idol, The Voice, where it fits in there. But her competition, Ulrike Brandstorp, got canceled because of coronavirus. So she is going to sing the national anthem. So they're just like getting everybody involved in this meet. Anybody who doesn't get to do what they normally do in Norway, you show up at the impossible meet and they have a job for you. So this will be interesting to see. Obviously, I hope that we're able to do this because it would mean that sports are there and we're not just going to see NFL draft and Coke yell at Pepsi. We'll actually see people running and vaulting and throwing.
I'm I'm excited. What, June 11th is the date? We're
Yeah.
so far away from
Yeah.
that, right? We're
Yes.
so
Yes.
2 months
So
away from that. So
a lot can happen in either direction. You're right. So maybe we
correct.
shouldn't be too. We need to temper our enthusiasm in one form or fashion. What can you go on Instagram real quick though? Where is Mondo right now? Is Mondo in the United States or is Mondo in Sweden? Can we put
I
an
think
APB out for Mondo? Because
I think
I'm
he's in
wondering
I think he's in Louisiana. There's a
because
photo
all
from March 26th, the backyard. I
oh, is
think
he vaulting in his backyard?
yeah. Don't click on that link, the backyard. uh yeah, he's in America, I think. Yeah, he's
Okay.
at his parents' house. Yeah.
So that'd be a
That was March
logistical challenge.
26th though. Yeah. Well, I guess he hasn't
Okay.
flown since, so
Yeah, so that would be a logistical challenge, but everybody else, well, actually, I don't know. I don't know where the rest of these folks train. I know Warholm trains in Norway, so that one's easy. He's already there. No fans. He's basically running against the clock, right? I mean, they don't announce anybody else in this race, so he could have very little human contact and still run this race. But Mondo would be the big question. Do you like the virtual vault competition? It's kind of like the NBA doing horse. I don't know if you watched that.
yeah, it wasn't good when the NBA did it. So I have a feeling it's not going to be good when track does it either. Um,
Why wasn't
it's
it good
gonna
when the NBA?
it just it's like cell phone cam. It's like it's just quiet and like it's just like it's just silent. I mean, horse in general is not really a part like a. It's not really an event that you watch. It's more just for two people are just shooting and having a conversation. It's not really a sporting event. So I think that was probably the beginning of the failure. But I don't think it's gonna. I think we humans are just like so like spoiled with what they are used to seeing on a 50-inch TV that when they
Mm,
see a cell phone thing on that they don't know how to separate. Like if you're looking at your phone, it feels normal, right? Because you're watching them vault on the phone, but as soon as you
yeah,
put it on broadcast TV, it all of a sudden becomes super super like weird, and that's what I think would
yeah,
happen. So, but outside of that, I mean, the 300 is gonna be cool. The Ingebrigtsen, whatever they run, if they run a 2K or something, I don't know.
yeah.
But I'm excited. It'll be cool. Impossible
Grovedal
games.
versus the Light.
Great name.
That's what I'm. Yeah, it's a good name.
It,
I want to
what
see Grovedal take on the Light. That's a
is
rivalry that's been going on forever. So
yeah?
we
Is
finally get
that
an
make it
answer.
illegal? The light an illegal pacing?
I'm guessing it's not because it's saying this release says with the help of wavelight technique, Caroline Grovedal will attempt a solo run on Greta Weitz's Norwegian record of 3,000 meters. The record is 8:31:75. That's fast. That's
Yeah,
fast. So no, I'm guessing they checked this out. They didn't just put this. These are track people. They go through every sort of possibility before they release these things. So I'm guessing that it's fine to have the light. Um, I think
but
that's unique. We
like,
haven't seen that before.
is it fine though? Do you think that should be allowed as a legitimate mark? A light,
Yeah,
like a computer is pacing you?
yeah. Have you seen
But
that? There's some. I don't remember the name of the company, but there's yeah. You install it in the rail and then it goes all around, so
yeah,
you could set
no,
it.
I've seen
Yeah.
that. I've seen that. But like, why is that allowed? But it's illegal for a man to pace a woman.
Well, it wasn't for a while. I mean, they can
Yeah,
still
but
pace
now it
them
is
are you talking about in marathons, like in track races?
track.
Yeah, because you're still separating the race by gender, I guess, right? So it's you're not introducing a different gender into that competition, I guess is
I mean,
the
the
idea
gender
there.
of computer. Computer's a gender,
The
right?
the
The light has a gender.
AI gender. Yeah.
The
No,
AI
dude,
gender.
listen, if she's gonna break Greta Weitz's record during a global pandemic, I don't care. Suspend the rule, change the rule. Call me short-sighted
Okay.
and not seeing where technology is gonna lead us. This could be the beginning scene of a very bad sci-fi flick, but I'm fine turning it over to our robot overlords right now. That would be impressive if she could run that, and I want to see it. Don't you want to see it? I'll be entertained by the light alone for at least six
Yes.
or seven
I'll just
laps.
be. I'm gonna watch track, and then I'll realize, oh, this is what I've been missing. Maybe we should keep the pandemic going a little longer. Just kidding. No. I'm.
Ouch!
I mean,
Ouch!
for us it's great, but as a U.S. based fan and consumer of the sport, we're more looking forward to the day when we start seeing American athletes start, lacing up and racing. So that's what I'm really
Yeah,
looking forward to.
yeah.
Right.
And again, maybe
I mean,
maybe
because
this will be the blueprint for what we see in the United States, though. Like later on, yeah, there's more depth in the U.S. So you could actually put in bigger fields and things like that. But if you're trying to, like, if they do decide to do pre in August or something like that, or September, right? But it's with a very limited field, they're going to have to do things to keep the fans into it, and it's not just going to be like, okay, let's run 100 that is not regular pre quality. They'll come up with other things to do to market it that will try to set a record or just do something that's never been done before to appeal to track fans. I think.
yeah, so exciting. The Impossible Games, great name, love it.
Yeah. All right.
Reminds me of when I came up with a track meet called the DQ Games for April
Oh,
Fools a
that
few
was a good
years
one.
ago. Yeah,
That was a good
so I
one.
thought it was an April Fools joke at first.
The Birmingham meet, right? The Birmingham World
Yep.
Indoors was the DQ games. Okay, let's do the draft now. Do you want to run through the rules so everybody listening understands what it is we're doing and I understand how exactly I'm going to beat you?
Yes. So as you know, NFL draft is tonight. So excited. I got my Eagles shirt on, Eagles hat on. I never wear this. I just felt like it would be fun to come to the podcast themed. If you're listening, hopefully my voice is themed to NFL draft. Anyway, I thought it would be great to trackify the NFL
Trackify.
draft,
Yep.
and let's do a track draft. Now, obviously, track drafts don't really exist, unfortunately, multiple reasons. But what we are is, I am an agent for. Let's just pick. How about you? You get to be a shoe brand, and I'll be a shoe brand. So, what shoe brand do you want to be? Or it doesn't even have to
Cat.
be a brand, just a sponsorship. You could be, maybe it doesn't, you don't need to be a shoe brand. It could be what what are you sponsoring athletes for?
I am sponsoring athletes for team. Trying to think of what product I use or thing that I'll be Team Gatorade.
Team Gatorade? That's a good one.
Yes, I'll be Team Gatorade.
It's clean, it quenches your thirst.
The G team. It'll be the G team.
The G team. Okay. I'll probably be what's like something that people, like
Chapstick.
No, I hate chapstick. Chapstick's not good for me. It chaps my lips.
Maybe the anti-chapstick lobby.
I'll be. You know what? I'm gonna be Team Freezy Pops because I love Freezy Pops. Team Freezy Pops because people love Freezy Pops post runs. So Team Freezy Pop. So Team Freezy Pop and Team Gatorade. We have $10 million each. We got it. Pandemic, we got that money, and some stimulus $10 million money. And you have $10 million, which you're going to spread across 15 athletes to sponsor them for 4 years. Get them for 4 years. It's the Olympic cycle, 4 years. Yep. And they're becoming a pro in the current world we're in. So keep that in mind. You're drafting someone to sponsor them to go up against Jenny Simpson, to go up against Shelby Houlihan, to go up against Mondo Duplantis, all that, right? That's who you are signing to go into this world. And hopefully you make money for Gatorade or Freezy Pop. We're going to do a 32 because there's 32 teams in the NFL. Okay. So each will draft 16 athletes. And we won't do snake. We'll just go back and forth. Okay. All right. So who wants to draft first?
Well, who's eligible? Hold on. Who's eligible?
Who's eligible? So it's NFL draft rules. So it means they had to have been in school for 2 years. No, they have to competed twice. So juniors and seniors. Just make it juniors and seniors. Just make it simple. Juniors and seniors.
NCAA only. So
freshmen.
You can't pick some random 18-year-old from across the world who hasn't competed in the NCAA, right? We're not doing
correct.
Well, we're not doing like NBA style.
You can pick Division 2, Division 3. You can pick JUCO, but most JUCO people are sophomores, so you can't pick any JUCO or NAIA. So but they have to have been juniors and seniors. On T-First, if it says junior or senior, you're good.
Okay. And the goal here, again, is not necessarily to form the most complete track team, right? The goal is to get the best roster of athletes.
For Gatorade's interest.
I did this in 2013 and 2014. Before we start, I want to go down memory lane here. So this was my 2013 draft. You ready for this?
Yes.
Brian Rollins, number 1, English Gardner, Kimberlyn Duncan, Brigida Barrett, Charles Silman, Bryshawn Nellam, Jordan Hassay at 7. Good pick there, Kevin. Isaiah Young, Ashley Spencer, Emma Coburn at 10. Corey Carter, George Moline, Octavius Freeman, Elijah Greer, Eric Kennard, Lawi Lalang, Shawnee Miller at 17. That's a steal, folks. Derek Druin, Abby D, Shalea Kipp, Armon Hall, Mac Fleet, Natoya Gould, Dentarius Locke, Ryan Krauser, Dion Lindor, Julian Ruck, Omar Craddock, Andrea Gubel, and Reggie Wyatt. Okay. That was
Ryan Krauser pretty low. He went on to do pretty good.
So that was 13. 14, Bromell, Okolo, Lendor, Dentarius Locke, Ramona Burchell, Raisler, Dukes, Cheserek at 8. That was after his freshman year. I was picking anybody. I did an NBA draft style. Nelvis, Fleet, Mariel Hall, Prandini, Abby D, Lawi Lang, Ryan Krauser. He moved up to 15 the next year. Corey McGee, Alik Harris, Kendall Williams, Phyllis Francis, Devin Allen at 20, Mike Berry, Wayne Davis, Shalea Kipp, Marquise Dendy, Brandon McBride, Armon Hall, Aaron Brown, Ashley Spencer at 28. So she went from 9 to 28. Kennedy Kathuka, and then Eric Avila. And then I had the next 6. Then I had the next 6 as just an honorable mention, and this is where I was like, oof. Kenny Harrison. Now, this is 14, so she hadn't she competed again the next year. So if there was a 15 draft, she would have gone. Kenny Harrison, Mohamed, Shelby Houlihan.
Ooh. That's 3 Tom Brady's right there. Going
So
drafted in the hundreds.
Ahmed was a senior, but Houlihan had another year too. So in my defense, Houlihan did have another year. Also, Sam Krauser, Nick Ross, and Emily Lipari in the honorable mention. So, point being, it is hard to pick this team.
Point being, you are bad at picking. That's the point. The point is Kevin Sully's bad. Not it's hard.
I got
it's just that you
Rollins and
you haven't
Bromell.
figured it out.
I mean, so if you want to redraft 2014, I guess you'd put. I mean, would you put? I don't even know who you'd put up there.
Put Shelby first.
I mean, Bromell still you got. Yeah, and Kenny Harrison would be up there, but I mean, Bromell got medals, right? You can't deny that.
Bromell did not keep getting them. You mean
Coburn? I guess you'd put up there.
Bromell hasn't done anything since 2016. Right. It's 2020 now, so think about that. Anyway.
Yeah, but this was the 2014 draft. Okay. Let's do it.
2020 draft. Who's
you go
drafting first? I'm going first? No,
you go first.
First of all, you said that you were upset I changed the rules from juniors and seniors. Who was the person you were originally going to pick first?
Oh, Nico Young.
Junior, senior. Okay.
Nico Young was going to first. He was on the big board. No, I mean, I got to take off. Let's see. I got to take off Nico. Matt Bowling is gone.
Yep.
I mean, let's see.
Who else is on here? Because it's the NFL draft. We'll do it again, NBA draft style, next when we get to the NBA draft in July or June or whenever that is. All right.
Actually, this does.
It changes.
Hold on. I got to actually. Yeah, I'm taking Julian Alfred off of here. Bailey Lear's out. Yep. Carly Thomas is out.
Yeah, you got to do it all. All right, shot. Am I going first? Number 1 overall pick?
Well, first I'd like to say this.
Okay,
go ahead.
All right, first.
No, go ahead.
With the number 1 overall pick in the 2020 FloTrack track and field draft, the team Icy Pops, Freezy Pops selects Danny Jones of Colorado. Danny Jones, multi-time champion. I don't know her stats off the top of my head, but she's very good.
4-time NCAA championship, 407, 15, 17. Danny Jones, that's your pick.
Danny Jones is number 1 off the board. Going to Gordon.
I have to mark this now. Gordon, number 1. Okay. That was the top of my big board.
That's good.
As well, too.
You shouldn't have given me the first pick.
I thought you were going to give it back to me there. I thought I was going to be modest and say, oh, no, you can have it. The whole getting rid of sophomores thing really screwed me up. Okay.
I know. Hey, people want Trevor Lawrence right now, and they can't draft him, right? Because he's a sophomore. So,
is he really a sophomore?
Yeah, he's a sophomore quarterback at Clemson.
Okay. Well, all right. I'm going to stay on the women's side of things. I'm going to stay in the mid-distance realm. And with the second pick in the hypothetical FloTrack draft, she has another year eligibility. Nia Akins, 200.71 indoors, Gordon, indoors, 2 flat indoors. She was second the last 2 seasons. Look at this. Look at this stat I looked up. You don't have this stat. Guess what her PR was in high school? 208.91. 208 down to 2 flat in 3 years. She's made a U.S. final. She's on the up and up. Nia Akins, my number 1 pick.
With the 3rd overall pick in the 2020 FloTrack track and field draft, Team Freezy Pops selects Yared Nuguse, first junior off the board from Notre Dame. Looking at the potential, some say he's a Andrew Weeding 2.0. By some people saying that, my fellow commissioner.
Is he going to be on the Mount Rushmore?
He might be on my Mount Rushmore soon. But Yared Nuguse, looking at him to kind of come in hot and snag a world team spot in that 1500 in the next 3 years. I think both Danny Jones and Nuguse can both be on a world team within my 4-year contract. I'm confident in that.
That's gonna be tough for the men. I mean, he's got a 338 PB. He wins a lot and can kick. I'll give you that. That's a tough event. That's a tough event right now in these United States. Where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? Where am I going to go?
You should know this. You should have a big board. Come on, man. You need to
I
go
do have a big board. This is what
best available. Do you want
I'm
to call
going.
Mel Kiper?
Well, I'm
Who's
looking
Mel
for
Kiper
fit
in
too.
that situation?
Me.
And who's
I'm Mel
Todd
Kiper. I'm
McShay?
looking for fit.
And I'm Todd McShay.
No, I'd much rather be Todd McShay. I take that back. I'm going to go Tyler Day. 13-16, 745. NCAA's, his highest finish is third. I get it. He's never won a title before, but this guy has marathon written all over him, and I think he'll do one in the next 4 years. And that's an event. Make a lot of money. Make some teams. Tyler Day, welcome to the squad.
Like the pick. I'm debating where I want to go next. See, because I have to think about what you're gonna do. You know, I gotta know where's your mind going, and I gotta make sure I get ahead of that mind. But
See, I'm in your mind, which means
I'm gonna do another safe pick. I think it's gonna be kind of fun to have both of them under the same umbrella of Team Freezy Pops. I'm going with another Colorado buff. I'm going with Joe Klecker with my third pick. 5th overall. Joe Klecker going 5th overall. Kind of, who would have thought? I picked Tyler Day before Joe Klecker. I picked Joe Klecker because obviously he's got a lot of potential. He works hard in the study room, in the game room, on and off the court. I just feel like he's been dreaming of this moment since he was a young lad. When he was a redshirt freshman, he didn't get to run his first year at Colorado, but now 4 years later, after sitting the first year at Colorado, he is now on Team Freezy Pops.
Let me just say this. It's tough right now for the sprinters because they didn't have an indoor season. They didn't have an outdoor season. With the distance runners, at least they had a cross-country season. And with someone like Danny Jones, you had a large body of work. This was a year of transition for sprinters and hurdlers. And we were waiting in that indoor meet to see who would break out, and we didn't get the indoor meet, so we don't know. So if we were doing this any other year, I feel like a sprinter would already be off. Well, I feel like a sprinter would be off the board.
They would, but
any other year, we would not go 6 picks without a sprinter. And I'm guessing you're not going to pick a sprinter for a while either. So I'm just explaining why that is.
I'm not going to pick a sprinter until you pick a sprinter, because if I can get a high quality sprinter in the 10th round, I'm going to go for that. You know, like I might as well. Why shoot my shot at these sprinters that I know that you are undervaluing? I'm going to also undervalue them because it's groupthink.
I'm just saying.
Thinking this
I'm just saying we don't know. All I'm saying is we don't know this year. This is a weird year. This is a weird year.
I have six men that I know are going to be world qualifiers, and I have 5 women that I know are going to be world qualifiers. I'm just putting that out there. So as long as you don't pick those 11 people, I'm good.
I mean, I'm sure we have a lot of the same names. I'm going to go with my next pick. Man, where do I go? NCAA is an international field of competition, Gordon, as you know. So let's not just confine this to Americans, right? And right now, all we've picked are people who represent the United States. I'm going to go to that Glory event, though. And I'm going to go with a guy who has a lot of versatility. He's not just good in the 1500, but he's also good in the 5000. It's Jordy Beamish.
Ooh. Getting Jordy and Tyler back to back. I was eyeing Jordy. I was eyeing Jordy Beamish as well. So he was going to be my next pick, but it's okay.
You want world teams? He can make the New Zealand team right now.
Nick Willis 2.0 right there.
Yeah. So that was 6.
That's 6. All right. So I'm going to change it up now. It's time to start the waterfall for like the different types of athletes. I'm going to go with an athlete who I think is going to make a world team, would have made a world team last year. Quincy Hall, South Carolina. Quincy Hall, great 400-meter hurdler. He's gonna make world teams. Quincy Hall, South Carolina. I take your little as like that you weren't going to.
You're a Quincy Hall PR man. Nobody loves our Quincy Hall quite like you like Quincy Hall.
Quincy Hall's good,
Okay,
man.
I get it. He's got
He didn't run at
versatility. He's
USA's.
good.
He won SECs.
Right. Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, he's good. He's good in the 400, good in the 400-meter hurdles. That's just a hard event. That's just a hard event right now. Okay. I'm going to go with let's talk about other events. Let's talk about someone who's already been in a world championships. How many people on this list have been on a world championship before, Gordon?
I don't know, a few.
Not
But
many.
who?
Not
Not
many.
many.
How many
Okay.
people are in diamond leagues every summer? You're not paying attention because you're just so preoccupied with the 400 and the 800. You're not even looking at people like Chris Nilsson from South Dakota. My next pick,
Oh,
the Mondo Slayer himself. Look,
I wanted
pole
him.
vault. Not a lot of people are paying attention to the pole vault, but I
There's
am.
spots open. There's that second and third spot on the US ranks is open right now, right? Because
He made the 2017 world team and he's still in college. Chris Nilsson, my next pick. Do you want to just say uncle? Do you want to start over? I feel like you want to start over at
no,
this point because my team is
Quincy
so
Hall is
strong.
good, man. No, your team is
Okay.
not strong. All right, let's get that out of the. You want to talk about versatility? I'm gonna
I
go.
got Day, Beamish, Akins, and Nilsson. That's 4 gold
I
medals at the
got
next championship.
Jones, Klecker, Nagoose, and Hall. They're so good. They're just gonna. They get better than gold. What's the next
Okay.
level up? Platinum. They got platinum medals.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go with
Okay.
another. Let's keep it fun. I'm gonna go with another versatile athlete. I'm talking about Javon Harrison because he can pick or choose the high or the long, whatever he's good in. He can double and make a team no matter what. Javon Harrison, the LSU star long jumper and high jumper, going him with my 5th pick.
It's number 9 overall. Good pick. He was on my big board. Not gonna lie, he was on my big board. It
Yeah,
can go
you
either
better not lie.
direction. He did World Juniors before, so he's a top notch athlete. Where do I go? Where do I go?
I
Where
know
do
I'm
I
going
go?
next.
I
Don't
know
you?
where you're going next. You just don't know where I'm
No, you
going
don't.
next. Yeah.
Do
Well,
you want to make a
listen.
trade?
What's the
I
event
can
that?
trade up for this
What's the
pick.
event that? You want
I'll
to trade
give you
up
the
for this
next 2
pick?
picks. I'll give you next 2 picks if you give me this pick.
Okay, fine. No, I want this pick. Because here's
Oh
what.
no,
What's
come
the
on.
event that
All
makes?
right, I'll give you the next 3 picks if you give me this
What's
pick.
what's the event that makes money? Wait, you want to give me the next 3?
I'll give you the next 3 picks if you give me this pick.
Okay, go. Go ahead.
Deal? We have a deal?
Yes, we have a deal. Hold on. Let me
Okay.
get.
Oh, we have a
I'm getting on the phone. Uh huh. Okay.
yeah, you got a
Yes.
deal?
Yes, we do have a
Commissioner
deal.
approves it?
Yep. Mel
Okay.
Kiper has
With the
reported.
after a trade selecting on behalf of Team Freezy Pops, the 10th overall pick is going to Angie Anellis of USC to Team
Okay.
Freezy Pops. Just letting you know.
Interesting. Angie Nelson. Okay, so I'm gonna have to keep this straight. So now I get 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, so Angie Nellis, that's Gordon number 10. So how many people do you have on your team now?
I have 6.
You have 6. Okay, because we're doing 16 each, right? All right. So I will go. I get 3 in a row right now. I get 3 picks in a row after your foolish trade. I'm gonna go another Trojan, but it's gonna be in that glory event. It's gonna be in that 100 meters. You know, she got 5th at USA's last year. 5th at USA's. Tony
Going with
Shateri.
Tate, Tony Terry,
TT is
TT.
there. So that's my number. What am I on now? I know that's my number
Yeah,
9.
yeah, but it's the 12th overall pick coming up right now. So
Yeah.
I traded up for the 10th overall pick, and I traded my 11th and 13th pick for the 10th overall pick.
This is so complicated. All right, you're gonna have to keep this straight then. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Tony Shateri, and then I'm gonna go heavy on the distance that one of these 2 women pan out. I'm gonna go Monson and Werner for the next 2.
Whoa. Warner's a good pick. Munson and Warner. So you went 3
Tough
women.
event right now.
Going 3 women right there, right in a row. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So with the 14th overall pick, The smart man in the room, me,
13th pick, I think,
is
right?
now going to go to another event, field event that everyone has been ignoring since the start of time. I'm talking about Jordan Geist of Arizona, the shot putter who redshirted indoor. So you forgot about him, and I'm taking him 14th overall. Jordan Geist, Arizona shot putter. He is good. He's thrown over 21 meters multiple times. I'm taking that.
We're in a 22-meter world, though, Gordon. I mean, that's good, but
Yeah, he's also a junior, so
okay. Well, you're
potential there.
drafting now.
He's
You
got
better get in the big leagues
yeah,
now.
well he has a whole year to age and throw better during this pandemic, so it's okay.
Okay. All right. So far I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks. So I've made 7 picks. So I
And I've made
have
7 as well.
okay. So let's see. Where do I
So
want to
15th
go
overall
now?
pick.
15th overall pick. Kevin selects. Man, I'm just a lot of. I think the women are getting picked more for me than the men. I'm gonna go Anna Cockrell. I'm gonna go Anna
Ooh.
Cockrell, USC.
See, now that's a bold pick because she was on my big board, but I wasn't sure what to do with her. And the reason why is because she is running an event that is insane for the US. So why are you
Yeah.
willing to go invest in Anna Cockrell when you know that the 400-meter hurdles is the hardest team to make?
Well, the men's shot's pretty hard too. Just because something. I mean, eventually something's going to happen over the course of 4 years, right? Like Sydney will still be. She's older than Sydney, so that's different. But Muhammad, Spencer, Little, she's on the come up. The interesting thing with Cockrell, her personal best actually comes from 2017, that insane USA's race where everybody PR'd. Sydney got sixth, and Dilla Muhammad won, and it was a record amount of people under 53 seconds. Um, Sixth at USA's last year after a long collegiate season. I think she'll make some teams. I think she'll make some teams. It's going to be tough to win gold and break records, but that's why I went with her. So she's the eighth member of my team.
I'm going to go into my first short sprints athlete, and I'm going with the newcomer to the NCAA world. Kind of hopped around different teams first 2 years in the collegiate scene. I'm going with Terrence Laird of LSU, who was a Penn State athlete, a Florida State athlete, a Heinz Community College athlete, and an LSU athlete, all in like 2.5 years. So I'm going with Terrence Laird, who I thought was in line to win the indoor 200 at NCAAs.
What number was that?
16th overall pick.
16th? Okay, so Cockrell was 15. Where do I go here? Where do I go here? Man, on the men, I'm glad you picked a men's sprinter because that's a tough nut to crack there. I will also go with a men's sprinter in Micaiah Harris of
You
Texas.
can't.
He's only 20,
He's a
but I
sophomore.
can't.
He's a sophomore, buddy.
Did he redshirt? Did he redshirt? I think he might have redshirted.
No, you didn't.
Check. Yeah, I think
I
he
would have
did.
taken
I'm just
him.
hearing now.
He's a sophomore, dude. He's run 20.0.
A
I
true
know
so-
that. I would have
No,
taken
no,
him.
no. Check it. Check your stats. I have him as a redshirt sophomore. I think he's a redshirt sophomore, and I think he's
You just
eligible.
want me to Google it.
And I think you're cheating, is what I think is going on right now.
No, I would have picked this. You ran in. So you ran indoor 2018. Damn it. You're right. You can take
Yes.
him. 18 and
Boom.
19. Yeah, 20. Damn it. I would have
All
taken
right.
him. All right. It's all right.
So
I'm okay. I'm okay with
that's
it.
okay. One of us did our research. One of us didn't. Okay, so that's the 17th overall pick, Micaiah Harris, 2009. That was a weird 200 year last year at USA's because no one had the standard. Almost actually ended up on the team. Ran really well behind Divine Drew at the NCAA championships. Welcome to the squad, Micaiah Harris. I think I'm objectively beating you right now. I mean, I know these things are
No,
subjective, but
I
I think
really
my
don't
team
think.
is objectively better.
I don't think you're
We'll
objectively
see.
beating me. And you know why you're not objectively beating me? Because guess who I'm selecting right now? With
You
the
are
eight,
about to
with the
select.
18th overall pick.
You're gonna pick Connor Mance.
No, I'm gonna pick his teammate Whitney Orton, who you seem to
Mm.
have forgotten for teen picks, and then I secretly made you forget her, and now I get her at 18, and that's the best. That's the ultimate sleeper pick right there. Whitney Orton, and 18th overall. That she was about to double. She was about to win the DMR and then win that 3K, and she's going 18th overall. Whitney Orton, like gotta get some BYU flavor on my team. I like what I've done with
Uh,
this right here. 18th overall, Whitney Orton.
I mean, it's a good pick. I just that 1500 squad is tough. She's on my board. I'm not saying she's not. The
Well, she's running the
429 indoor
5K, dude.
miles. 1522. Yeah. I mean, I put Warner and Monson ahead of her in the 5000 right now. Right now, I put them ahead of her. But you're right. 1500 probably a good pick. What's an event where the U.S. always churns out medals? What's an event where the United States? It's hard to make the team, but if you make it, you're going to be in that final. And collegiate runners and new pros have done really well in this event. I'm talking about the high hurdles. That's why I'm picking Tania Marshall, 12:57, sixth at USA's. I think coming off of this forced break, there'll be a little bit of a change in the hurdles, and I think she's gonna be right there. She's my pick,
So
the 20th pick, 19th pick.
it's crazy that you pick Marshall there because a year ago that wouldn't have been your pick. Your pick would have been Chanel Brissett, but
Mm-hmm.
you kind of Marshall had a better indoor, and I think that's why Brissett's kind of falling off the big board. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, definitely a little bit of recency bias. What was Brissett at USA's last year? Was
I don't know
she?
exactly.
I I can't remember. She made the final, but I mean, Marshall sixth at USA's in a year with a good US team. Obviously, Nia Ali wins gold. Kenny Harrison right there as well too. So, yep, I like the pick. That was
Say time for
19.
me
We got
to make
13 more to go.
time for me to make another top tier pick that no one was thinking about. You were all about getting that pole vaulter in your top 4. I'm getting my pole vaulter in the top 10. I'm talking about Olivia Groover of Washington. Look to her to get me some world team
Hmm.
qualifying. And Olivia Groover. Do you like
Yeah, I'm
that
not
pick?
looking
You
at
seem
world
silent
team
on a pick.
qualifying. Well, because you're talking about world
Oh,
team qualifying. That's the difference between your team and my team. My team's about gold medals. And Chris Nilsson, he's beaten Mondo once. He's going to beat him again in 2021, 22, 23. No, it's fine. It's a good pick. It's a good pick.
it is a good pick.
It's fine. It's different than it's not as Nilsson. There's a reason why he went number 8 overall. So, I mean, you beat Mondo and you make world championship teams and you compete in the Diamond League. Speaks for itself. Let me see. Where am I going to pick Gordon apart next? Let's go.
So should we look at your team? Should
Wait,
we try to so you can understand? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So out of how many picks have you made? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have 6 women and 4 men.
6 women, 4
Say
men. I'm gonna pick another. I'm gonna pick another man here, and I'm gonna go with another Texas Longhorn who you probably don't think is old enough, but I think he is old enough. Jonathan Jones.
T is not old
Can I get
enough.
Jonathan?
No, then this time I'm putting my hand down.
I think he
I swear I've
is.
done my research. I don't think he is, man. Jonathan Jones, he's a sophomore. He's 100% a
True
sophomore.
sophomore.
Yes, he ran in 19 and in 20. He's a sophomore. Get out of that. You
Okay.
can't be cheating
Okay.
here. No Jonathan Jones.
Okay. All right. I'll go to the women. I'll go Chloe Abbott. She's a senior, right? I can pick Chloe Abbott.
Oh yeah, but that's a bold pick, man. She wasn't having that good of a. I didn't even have her on my big board because of she didn't run well.
Well, yeah, one bad season. There's no indoor
She
Olympics.
wasn't
She'll be
even
fine. She'd have been fine.
she wasn't even gonna make indoors. She didn't qualify for indoors this year.
Yeah, I don't. It's the 400. I don't care. She ran 50.98 outdoors. She sings the national anthem. Chloe Abbott's my pick.
All right. My turn. I'm gonna go for some. I've been lacking some international flavor. I'm gonna get you had Jordy Beamish. I gotta get the
Mhm.
kryptonite to Jordy Beamish. Not always a kryptonite, but occasional
What do you
kryptonite to
mean?
Jordy Beamish.
No, it's the
And
opposite. Jordy Beamish is his kryptonite. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
well, no, Oliver's beating him. Okay, maybe you're right, but I'm
Oliver's
gonna
beaten
get
him
the guy
before, but
who I'm getting Oliver. That's what I'm going with Oliver
okay.
Hoare because I need my representation internationally, and he's gonna do that for me. Breezy
Okay.
Pops in Australia. Breezy Pops down under. That's what I got.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So you've banned me from picking
I picked
Jonathan
Olivia
Jones.
and Oliver back to back. That's kind of cool.
That's pretty
Olivia and
interesting.
Oliver.
All right. I'll speed this up. I'll just put you out of your misery quicker here. Um, let's go. This is it's a little bit of a flyer, but I think it could pan out. And if it pans out, it could be really good. Devin Dixon, Texas A&M.
Mm, that's good. That's surprising that he went this low. I think we both were kind of. I like that. That's a good pick. That's a really good pick. I can compliment you. I don't need to be an asshole the way you are to me, but Devin
I mean, I'm
Dixon's a
not
good
going to
pick.
compliment you. Well, because you're making fun of my picks most of the time. All right. Am I ahead? I've picked before. I have a pick. I'm a pick in front of you, right?
Yeah,
Essentially,
it's
like I
just
have
my
one
turn
more
now.
person than you now. Okay, because of your
It's my
trade.
turn.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
my trade. Great trade. I'm gonna have to go with. Okay, screw it. I'm doing it. I'm going all in. Doubling down. I'm taking Edwin Kurgat. Edwin Kurgat.
Yeah, I saw you telegraphed that one. You fell right into my trap. I don't know what that means.
How did I fall
I
into?
don't know what that means, but that's what you did.
I fell into your
As soon
trap.
as you said,
Why? What?
no, there was no trap.
Just I
I
said
mean,
screw it.
this is. It's just hard to make. It's going to be hard to make teams. If you're representing Kenya, it's hard to make teams. It's not
Dude,
a trap though.
have
No,
you
it's
heard
not.
of this thing called the WCAP program? So
Okay.
I'm just saying. Just
I
saying.
just as soon as you said screw it, I kind of thought you were gonna pick Kurgat. I don't know why. I just thought in the back of my head, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, I mean
he's gonna pick
that is
Kurgat."
a factor. I'll be honest. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So this would be the 25th pick. 25th
I know
pick.
who you're gonna pick.
Uh, no, I know who you think I'm gonna pick. I'm not gonna pick that person. Uh, 25th pick. I'm gonna go with. I'm actually gonna go with Trevor Stewart, just because the 400 you can make a lot of teams in the United States.
Yeah, especially with
Is
the
that who you thought
now
I was gonna
co-ed
pick? Is
relays. No,
that who you thought I was gonna pick?
I want you to think that's who I thought you were gonna pick because I want to mess with your head. Trying to get in there.
Keep going.
Trying to.
Keep going. 7 picks left.
Okay. See, I'm okay. I don't need to be even with men and women. I don't because
No, 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 no.
okay, cool. All right. So, all right, I'm gonna go with another. I'm gonna do. Oh, this would be a fun pick. I want international representation. I'm going with James West.
You would not cut it in the NFL draft room. You're just bouncing all over the place. James
I want
West.
James. I
Okay.
want James West of Oregon. He's good. He's gonna make some teams.
Okay. I got to add him.
I'm
He
gonna
wasn't
have.
even on
I'm gonna
my
have it.
minimum.
I'm gonna be at the Olympic final. I'm gonna have Nagoose, Hoare, and West all in the final, and they're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and you're gonna look at me and be like, "Give that guy executive of the year." That's what's gonna happen. Like I'm gonna Sam Hinkie the shit out of this, and I'm gonna. It's. You just watch. You just watch. All right, James
Okay.
West, 26 overall.
I mean, this person, if she pans out as a pro, everybody will be kicking themselves because they're like, "Oh yeah, she was really good in college, but she's dropping for some reason." She's sitting in the green room waiting to be called with the iPhone that was given to her. I'm going Wayne Kaladi, number 27.
It's a good pick. Winnie Colati. What's Iritia?
Eritrea. Eritrea.
Eritrea.
So she can make teams.
She could make teams automatically, right? Just has hit the
She
standard.
could, yeah, she could get on teams. I mean, 15, 14 indoors. That's really good. I think also if she transitions to the road, she's going to be really good there as the distance goes above 10,000. Has she really ever run a serious, like hard, fat, like 10,000? I feel like she's been just running Mountain West 10,000s where she's been crushing everybody. So I think if they had Peyton or something this year, I think she would run really fast. So I'm rolling Wendy Kaladi. 27th pick. I got her at 27, Gordon.
So you talk about thinking about the roads and thinking about the future. I'm getting the
Mm-hmm.
future 2028 Olympic marathon U.S. champion, Peter Sufer.
Peter Sufer is going to be the Olympic Marathon U.S. champion. What does the Olympic Marathon U.S. champion mean? He's the
U.S.
first
Olympic marathon
U.S. guy?
trials champion.
Oh, the trials champion.
The
No, no, no,
trials
no.
champion. Peter
Do you
Sufer.
think Sufer is going to
You
be the
saw what he
trials
did in
champion?
cross country, man. You know, he's gonna. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Okay, well. What was he in cross? Fourth? Third?
Yeah, fourth. But he was in first for a lot of it. That counts for something, right?
Bonus points. Okay, so you want the guy who got fourth as the future marathon champion? I'll take the guy who got third. I'm talking about Connor Mance. Yeah, he's hurt right now, so I get him at a bargain price. I will
Yeah, he's
be.
hurt. But did you check the medicals on that?
I didn't. I did not text. I didn't text the staff there to figure it out. But I
A lot of
think
trust in that.
he. Well, he wanted to run a marathon this year. Of course, he's going to want to run a marathon in 2-3 years. Mance, baby, let's roll. 29th pick. Man, Kaladi and Mance back to back, and you went West and Sufer. I'm going to be interested to see how this pans out in a few years, Gordon.
All right.
I don't know, man.
Let's keep this going. All right. All right. I'm going to. You know, he's been running well. We kind of forget about it because last year was like the big year in this event, and this event kind of got like ignored because the two big guns went pro. But I think Trey Cunningham, Florida State, I think he's gonna find a way to break out and crack that top three. And if you can be top three in the U.S., you can be top three in the world. So I'm going with Trey Cunningham, my pick.
That's
Your turn.
number 20. That's number 30, right?
That's number 30. So this is your last pick.
Hey, one more pick, man. Okay, jeez, this is tough. You want me to just name? I'll throw out names of who's on my big board right now because I'm so
Yeah, do that.
confident that, and you'll.
No, yeah.
I mean, you got Ella Donahue, Abby Steiner, Katie
Abby
Izzo.
Steiner's a sophomore. You can't take Abby Steiner.
Okay, I'll take her off there. So Donahue is still on my big board. Izzo still on my big board. Trip Perry is on my big board. Cooper Tier is on my big board. Just a matter of who I want here. Of course, because that's how drafts work. You know what? I'm going to go Donahue. I know she's a little under the radar there, but maybe she could have she's run 4:11 for the 1500, eighth in cross country, good versatility. She could maybe develop into a really good. She could go in either direction. Maybe she goes longer distances, or maybe she sticks in the 1500. That's my last pick, Ella Donahue.
So some athletes on my big board that you mentioned that you did not mention. You have Samantha Noning of Arizona State. She's a top shot putter. Bria Matthews, a great triple jumper from Georgia Tech. Tasaga of Iowa. She's a really good discus thrower. Tyra Giddens, good in the heptathlon. Nina Schultz from Kansas State, who transferred to Georgia, was hurt this year, but she's a really good heptathlete. You got Beatrice Lano and Cameron Rogers, both good hammer throwers. Katie Izzo, forgot about her. She's pretty good. Arkansas.
I
Erica
mentioned her.
Burke.
I said her. I
You
said
didn't say
Katie
Erica
Izzo.
Burke. What about Erica Burke?
I did not say Erica Burke. I said Katie Izzo though. What about Johannes Erm of Georgia?
Yep, Johannes Herm, Daryl Sullivan, Tennessee. You have Jordan Scott of Virginia, who's a triple jumper. Gleb Dudarev. I don't want to say his name. Kansas.
Okay.
He actually threw like a top 5 all-time weight throw indoors that everyone forgot about. You have Mapaya of TCU. I'm just listing all these names. Amon Kemboy of Arkansas. Cameron Griffith. Here you go. International, Arkansas. John Dressel and Thomas Radcliffe, both were injuries. Cooper Tier, Luis Grijalva. Thesis Legat of Iowa State. Isaiah Jewett of USC. He's something about. Jewett's running good in the 800.
You'll never stop putting Festus Legat on lists. I love it.
Norman Grimes of Texas Tech. He almost made the world team last year. And then the final two sprinters, Raheem Chambers, the Jamaican from Miami, and Wasim Williams of Purdue, who actually is very good. and he ran 10:0 like 2 last year.
And he
So
represents Jamaica, I believe. You might want to double check me on that, but I think he represents Jamaica,
yeah. So
which is
after
a plus right now
yeah
because it's easier to make the Jamaican team. I mean, did we pick a single pure 100-meter runner? I know you picked Laird, right?
yeah. So speaking of picking a pure
I
100
got
meter runner,
Micaiah Harris.
I'm going with Wasim Williams of Purdue. My final pick.
I mean, that's a good. I'll give you. I'll do a tip of the cap to you there because we really neglected those short sprints. And again, I think it was a result of just this year being weird and not knowing. There was no. I feel like if Raymond Ekvewo ran really well indoors and then came out outdoors and ran 997 or something, he would have been in that mix. But just the way the year is, you gotta go with what you got. All right, do you want to read your team now?
Yes. So I got Danny Jones, Yared Nagus, Joe Klecker, Quincy Hall, Javon Harrison. Then I did a trade up to get Angie and Ellis. And then I had to wait my turn. And then I got Jordan Geist, Terrence Laird, Whitney Orton, Olivia Groover, Oliver Hoare, Edwin Kurgat, James West, Peter Sufer, Trey Cunningham, and Wasim Williams. That is my team of 16. Freezy Pops. Team Freezy Pops.
I mean, where are you strong? Where are you weak? Break down your team for me.
I'm strong everywhere. I'm weak nowhere. I'm just the weakness is in my competition. That's where the weakness lies. So I'll just keep it at that.
Really,
I
that's
mean,
it. That's all
I
you're
mean,
gonna.
I mean, looking at, I mean, Danny Jones, I think it's going to be a 10-year, 12-year runner, and that's good. That's why she went number one overall. She's the most safe, like pure, like I'm going to be the 2020s version of Jenny Simpson for y'all. Um, and then I took Yared Nagus at number 2 because I really do think, when it comes to the 1500, it's a kicker's game. I think he has a very unique kick. His kick has been proven. He's been challenged multiple times. Like he's been challenged by 2 DMRs that weren't even like NCAA level DMRs. The 2 DMRs at their home meet the past 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
where he kicked against McDonald and Oliver Hoare. Like he's won both of those. Obviously, he won the 1500 outdoors. He has proven that he has something, and we have yet to know though. We have yet to see Yared race like legit pros, like race the Centros and the Robbie Andrews and all those guys of this world. And I'll be interested to see what he does because he's like, we know it's there, but we have yet to see it. And I picked him as my second overall pick because I think it's there. Uh, and then the rest of them, I mean, I really do think Quincy Hall is going to make teams. I think Angie Anellis of USC is a good pick. And
She's
then
already made teams. Yeah.
she's already made teams. And I think Wasim Williams is going to become a 9-9 guy for Jamaica, be at every world championship. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my team.
No, I like the was.
But
I
you,
again, I like the Wasim Williams pick. I think that's smart to go to a sprinter late. I think it's a good late grab. My team. I mean, it's just like what more can you say about them other than just complete and utter dominance of this draft? I want to make sure I
if
have
we had a
16
time machine,
picks that you didn't. Three,
if we had a
four,
time
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, I do have 16 picks.
if you had
What are
a
you saying
time
about time
machine
machine?
and if you had a time machine and I told you your number one overall pick was going to be Nia Atkins of Penn, what would you have said?
Yeah, but that just shows you how good her last 3 years have been. Like I said, just barely under 209 in high school to where she is now. I mean, Danny Jones is obviously a good pick, a lot of versatility. So I have Akins, Day, Beamish, Nilsson, Tanisha Terry, Monson, Warner, Cockrell, Micaiah Harris, Tania Marshall, Chloe Abbott, Devin Dixon, Trevor Stewart, Kaladi, Mance, and Donahue. And then I wanted Nico Young, but apparently he's not eligible. So
He's not eligible.
I mean,
Trevor Lawrence.
could you make the argument? Could you make the argument though that like in a legitimate like brand draft this year, if everybody who competed in college was eligible this year, plus people who would be entering college next year, right? So the seniors this year. So people like Tui and Young would be eligible. Like, who would get the most money? Like, I think people might actually say it would be Young, right?
I think Danny Jones would get the most money, but I think Young and Tui would be in the top 5.
just because all the potential is there, plus
Yeah,
just
that's
the
how.
all the unknown. Because it's like a lot of these people are unknowns because there was no outdoor season. So it's like, okay, well, if I'm gonna just use my unknown, if I'm gonna have to pick an unknown, I might as well pick someone with like the greatest potential here, right?
Yeah, I mean that's how it works. I mean, you get paid for potential. You don't get paid for what you've done. You get paid for what you think you can do. And if you're young, you get paid more. Like people, Drew Hunter going pro early. That was the reason why the Lyles brothers doing it. That's why Sydney going as soon as possible. That's why it's
Yeah.
you know contracts
Well,
are not about performance. They're about marketability, and younger people are more marketable than 28-year-old who can run 350. A 28-year-old who runs 354 is less marketable than a 18-year-old who runs 358. It's just the way it
yeah,
is. Even though you're 4 seconds faster, he's 10 years younger, so therefore he gets the
yeah.
money.
Well, and with Nico, if he had an outdoor season, I mean, he ran 840 last year for at Arcadia. What does he go 835 or something this year? I mean, there's reason to believe he would have been quicker this year. And then you're like, oh my goodness, this guy's on a completely different level than he even was last year. So let us know what you think. Whose draft was better? FloTrackPodcast@gmail.com. Write in. Gordon thinks it's him. I think it's me, but we will let you guys decide. Tomorrow, Lincoln and I will be recording a podcast in the late afternoon, so it'll be up hopefully by the early evening because we have a special guest tomorrow that is joining us. So you might have to wait a little bit for the podcast tomorrow, but it'll be worth it.
Sounds good. I wish we had some theme song music for the draft, but we don't. Like
Nice.
da 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 or something like that. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
very.
we'll
I
see you
mean,
guys tomorrow.
yeah, I appreciate that you dressed up though. At least we got that covered. Thanks to Alon for producing. You're right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Talk to you then.